Here we go, flat out 300 Ks. In and out the other side of the chase. And this looks like a brilliant lap here by Nick Percat, and he needs to do it because the weather is coming. And this might be good enough to even save him further down the line as other runners start to pop out. Into the final corner at Murray's. Fourth gear approach, back to second. It's just starting to slide a little in the rear under brakes. Beautiful traction on the other side of the corner. And that time is a 2-minute 4.2. Beautiful job by Nick Percat. He did a 2.4.5 yesterday in quali.
Hasn't got quite the grip, nor does it look like from a body language standpoint, does it really hook up like we saw Nick Percat's car.
Now they had to do a clutch change with this car just prior as well. Dropped it onto the dirt just coming out of the final corner, and that was a 2-minute 5.3. Listen to this. Deep into the chase. Does he use much curb down here? And he does. He throws it up and over the curb. So a personal best in sector 2. This is a fastest in the first sector, but the cumulative time is even better than Percat's. This is going to be a big lap. He did a 2-minute 4.4936 to get in. Chances are he might even do better than that right now. And he does a 2-minute 4 flat. That is a mega lap from Chaz. He gets it just turned in nicely at the final corner. Anton's done a nice job with a 2-minute 4.7 to be third in the queue so far. It's back to 220 kilometres an hour in second gear for the left-hander at Murray.
Whoa, big slide again. He got it caught. And it's now about the 4.8. So just behind Anton De Pasquale.
Gets it stopped at the bottom of the chase. Oh, no, he gets a moment down there and it crosses up sideways and blows it. It looked so good when it made the apex, and that has cost time. And that's the reaction in the Red Bull Holden Racing team. Mark Dutton, David Cauchi, Craig Lowndes, they know the implications, but he's pressing on because there's still other runners to come. But he'll be very frustrated with that on a 2-minute 6.3. So it looked okay on the run in and got crossed up just on the exit and picked up the dirt. Because of the changes to the official results last year in the shootout, he actually qualified second. His championship position at the moment is so good that he could end up being the runner-up in this year's championship, depending on what happens tomorrow. His fourth top 10 shootout. He was a winner recently at Tailem Bend in South Australia as we closed out the back end of the championship, and he's been on the podium a bunch of times this year. 3 times he's been a runner-up, 4 times he's been in third position, and he's had 4 career poles for Armour All. His lap is underway, and it's looking pretty good at the moment on the micro sectors, Mark.
He did a beautiful job coming out of turn 1. In fact, it was the best exit of the field so far. No wheel spin, lots of grip, and it looks like the tyres have come in. He's got 4 green tyres in terms of policy, the brand new tyre being applied. It's the Harder Dunlop that we've been using all weekend, and he's done a nice job so far. We'll give you the number. The first number, that's the fastest so far, a 50.68.
That's mega. He only barely just sniffed out of the throttle up there at the metal grade as well. A 50.6866 is near enough to 2/10 faster than anybody else we've seen so far, and he and Will Davison have commanded much of the practice so far this weekend. A big lock-up, that cost him some time. So in the last part of the S's, it just burned a little bit of time. There was a puff of smoke there on the run to the dipper. How much cost? We're about to find out at intermediate 2. He gets it on target here at Forest Elbow. That'll take some of the advantage away, but it's still better than anybody else. Cam's done a 32.4 at the top of the hill and on target at the moment to potentially be the fastest. This is going to be nip and tuck. He's chasing down the man that he tangled with in the race here last year. Mostert's target time is a 4 flat. 300 kilometres an hour into and out the other side of the chase. He pulls it up squarely. It doesn't squirm like Jamie's car. He does get out the other side. Nobody in those squads is breathing at the moment. Down to the final corner for Cam Waters. If he can pull this up straight, he might even crack a 3. Out the other side of this masterful lap, and Cam Waters pops to the top on a 2-minute 3.5. A brilliant lap. The best we've seen this weekend. Congratulations, Cam Waters.
That's one of the best laps of that young man's life. Sam Potter there looking on. Rod Nash, Will Davison, Tim Edwards. That is one of the best laps ever for this young bloke. Cam Waters, well done, mate.
Deep under brakes from 300 kilometres an hour. In and out the other side on the direction change. They are studying the data at the Shell V-Power Racing team. They get the micro sector information. They're also watching at Tickford. Is it going to be good enough to break a 3.5 for Waters up to the control line for McLaughlin, and he's P2, a 4 flat, and misses out by 4/10 of a second. The only driver in the threes so far. Oh, he runs it wide of the apex down there, a little bit like what happened to Jamie. That will have cost time, although Jamie's actually slid in the rear. He didn't quite get the nose tucked in. They are trying so hard, these drivers, and it just chirped on the rear brakes a bit at the last corner as well. They are at 101%, and Shane Van Gisbergen drops into 5th on a 2-minute 4.4. Final corner now for Lee Holdsworth, the fastest qualifier in Armour All qualifying, comes up to the checkered flag. What is that time? It is position number 6 for Lee Holdsworth, a 2-minute 4.6. Cam Waters is our 2020 pole sitter at Bathurst. Another outstanding Armour All top 10 shootout at Mount Panorama, and the order at the end of it, the 26-year-old from Mildura, Cam Waters, has taken the pole position, his first of 2020, 5th in his career, and he gets home by a whopping margin by Supercar standards. Front row of the grid, Waters and McLaughlin. Second row of the grid, Mostert and Percat. Third row of the grid, Van Gisbergen and Holdsworth. Anton De Pasquale that we just heard from. Then Fabian Coulthard, followed by James Courtney and Jamie Whincup with that small error at the bottom of the chase. We survived the weather today. Will we survive the weather tomorrow is the open question. Tomorrow we'll have the warm-up for Supercars and then 161 laps, 1,000 kilometres of Supercar racing delight.